Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is the Titletown Sports Podcast, episode 62.
Wow.
NFL Divisional Round Playoff Weekend. It is Tuesday, January 8th.
We just want to put you into space and time. So you know what?
4:33 p.m., baby.
So if anything happens on Wednesday, it's not our fault. We didn't know about it yet.
Didn't know about it yet.
In the future.
Had not yet transpired. We're your hosts. My name is Craig Stanton.
And I'm Melissa Burns.
We are excited to talk to you today. This is an all football episode. Well, not all. Mostly football, almost exclusively football episode of the pod.
We're going to recap what happened in Wildcard Weekend and then look ahead to the divisional round and let you know where we think the Pats have a chance and who they're likely to see in the future.
Ooh, possibly no one.
Yeah,
all
right. It could be the golf course. You'll never know.
All right. Enjoy the show. See you later.
Craig, how are you?
Melissa, what's up?
Oh my gosh, so much happened since we've seen each other last.
Yeah, I'm fired up for today's episodes. I'm buzzing. I've had like 10,000 cups of coffee today.
Wow.
I'm really ready to do it.
Okay, well, it's late afternoon, so you're going to want to burn through some of that energy soon.
Will do. A lot of football this week.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Obviously, Wildcard Weekend was last weekend. Upcoming, we have all the divisional round games. In addition to that, there was some other stuff that happened. So let's get all that bullshit out of the way, then we can talk about the playoffs.
Fine.
Shall we?
Let's start with the Patriots. We might as well.
Sure.
2 weeks ago, they ended their season with a 38-3 win over the Jets at home, which secured them the number 2 seed in the AFC playoffs, and most importantly, their bye week, which they enjoyed this past weekend.
Sure did.
I'm sure they had a nice wild
Looked
card
very
weekend at home.
relaxing.
Yeah.
Julian Edelman was at the same Celtics game as I was.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Timberwolves.
Aren't you fancy?
Yeah, we were hanging out.
Did he eat the pizza too?
Didn't catch that, but he's on that TB12 diet with the
yeah,
expensive nuts.
I'm sure pizza's not allowed whatsoever. He probably just hydrated the whole game. So speaking of wildcard weekend, we got to see the Colts knock off the Texans on Saturday, which meant the Pats would now be playing the winner of the Chargers-Ravens game on Sunday. Not great for the Patriots. LA took care of Baltimore on the road, score 23-17. That score definitely makes it sound a bit closer than it was. It was very handily.
Yeah, Baltimore was
Chargers.
useless in that game.
Yeah.
Useless.
Well, the LA Chargers will now be coming into Foxborough, take on the Patriots 1 p.m. on Sunday.
Nice 1 p.m. start time. You don't see that a lot.
I like it.
For the Pats in the
excited.
playoffs.
Better than that Saturday at 4.
Well, that's a fun slot too, but you know.
I work Saturday a lot, so that doesn't really work for me. Anyway, Vegas is predicting this to be the closest game of the entire divisional round, giving the Patriots only 4.5 points, and they're the home team, so that's really only 1.5 points. Yikes. These two haven't faced off in the playoffs since the AFC Championship game of 2007. They beat Phillip Rivers when he was on one knee. That was the game he had no ACL.
That's true.
But they still won, damn it, undefeated.
That's also the game where at the end of the game, Phillip Rivers yelled at Ellis Hobbs and called him the sorriest cornerback in the league, which was then proven to be correct by
the Giants.
Plaxico Perez the following week.
Damn you, Phillip Rivers.
Anyway, it's not to relive 07 Super Bowl or anything.
Yeah, we're not still salty about it. One thing to note, the Chargers and Phillip Rivers have never beaten Brady and Belichick in any game, regular season or the playoffs. They had one win in 2008 against Matt Castle and the Patriots, so that doesn't count. The other AFC game this weekend is the Colts at the Chiefs. And on the NFC side, we're going to see the God-fearing Eagles go up to the Superdome to play the Saints.
I think they're going to go down.
They're going to go down. Whatever. You got an upside-down map in here. I'm just using that one. Anyway. And
that joke is for one person.
And the Cowboys will head to LA to play the Rams.
They sure will.
Both LA teams in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people in LA give a shit. Like
4.
Less than 5,000.
Yeah, transplants that are cheering for the East Coast teams.
Yeah, exactly. They're all Cowboys fans. All right, so we also had a hockey team. And the Bruins are so far undefeated in the year 2019.
Great.
It's been great.
Great start.
It's been a great ride.
This is their year.
They got a good-looking win in the Winter Classic on New Year's Day at Notre Dame Stadium against the Blackhawks. They followed that up with 2 home wins against the Calgary Flames and the Buffalo Sabres. Worth noting for the casual hockey fans, that neither of those two teams are necessarily franchises that strike fear into the hearts of Bruins fans. But the Flames have the second best record in hockey this year, and the Sabres have been having sort of a resurgent season. They're very fast, very young, score a lot of goals. They're in fourth place in the Atlantic Division, which is only one spot behind the Bruins, who are in third place. And they beat them both, which is great. The Bees will be playing the Minnesota Wild at the Garden tonight. That's Tuesday night. And this week they've got the Capitals and Canadiens at home, and will go on the road to play Toronto. So they've been winning, which is good. They've been playing good teams, which is also good. And they still got a bit of a tough stretch ahead, but
yeah, they've been
good for them.
Healthy. Except for
They've gotten pretty much everybody
back
back except for McAvoy.
Yeah.
Motherfuck.
Out again. Anyway.
Subject for a different day.
Yeah, we'll focus on that when football's over. You better get your shit together before that happens, McAvoy.
Yeah, Chaz.
We'll be coming for you.
Start
Anyway.
stretching.
Maybe you should call Julian Edelman. Find out what he's been
Get
doing.
loose. Drink some water.
Yeah. Anyway, turn into the green team. After a tough loss to the San Antonio Spurs on New Year's Eve, the Celtics are also now undefeated in 2019.
You know what I just realized how you say that? All four teams undefeated in 2019.
Oh my
There is
God.
Not a local Boston sports team that has dropped a game.
Title town, baby.
Two of the four haven't played a game, but hey,
What? Hey, who's counting?
the loss streak,
It's
0.
not our problem. Their slate of games has definitely been a little bit easier than the Bruins. They've racked up some wins against the Timberwolves, Grizzlies, and the Nets. Not exactly the cream of the crop in the NBA.
Not exactly.
Kyrie Irving and Marcus Morris both missed some time in that stretch due to some minor injuries, but they've both returned. And the C's will take on the red-hot Indiana Pacers on Wednesday night at the Garden, followed by road games in Miami, Orlando, and back to Brooklyn. Just a quick look at the standings in the East. At just past the halfway point in the season, they are currently in the 5th place. They're currently in fifth place. I don't know why I said the
I mean, it
fifth.
makes sense.
I just turned into my mom. They're behind the Bucks, Raptors, Pacers, and 76ers.
And then there's a bit of a drop off, and it's the reason I say that is because I looked up where Miami was in the standings, and they're actually right behind the Celtics. They're in 6th.
Interesting.
But it's like a big drop. So
Yeah. They're solidly
Bucks,
in fifth
Raptors,
place.
Pacers, Sixers, Celtics is like pretty close together, but after that it kind of drops off. But Celtics has the 5th seed halfway through the season is like yikes.
Yeah, not what we expected for
Not
sure.
what you're looking for.
The Celtics and the Bruins both, I think, have a lot of home games
Tons.
this month too. It wouldn't
Tons.
sound it like that string we just read for the Celtics, but the Garden will be full.
Yeah, I think the Celtics play 14 games in January, which is like a ton.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And then finally, the Red Sox, another week with nothing really to report here. The only potentially notable moves that happened this week happened outside of the Red Sox organization. Relievers David Robertson and Calvin Herrera, both free agent relievers, signed deals with the Phillies and White Sox respectively, which leaves only a few big name free agent bullpen arms out there, of which former Red Sox closer Craig Kimbrell is one. And obviously that just leaves slimmer pickings for the Red Sox if they choose to fill Kimbrell's, vacated spot as closer with a free agent. And so, I don't know, it seems like that helps Craig Kimbrell. Jesus,
It's
fucking
so hard to
time.
say that name.
I can't not say Kimbrell. Craig Kimbrell's sort of helps his negotiating position a bit. Now there's just less closers around.
Yeah.
Neither of those two guys got like blockbuster deals. I think David Robertson was signed like a 2-year, like $25 million deal,
Right.
which is a lot. I mean, it's a lot of fucking money, but I don't know.
Yeah, for us plebeians, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I think
Craig Kimbrell was looking for that fucking highest paid
highest
closer in the
paid.
history of the game, 10 years, 100 million, some shit like that.
Yeah, I think the way it works against Craig Kimbrell is that
Nailed it.
we need to just record ourselves saying it and just drop it in. And everybody just say,
Craig Kimbrell.
is that the market is being set significantly lower than what he was
What he's
hoping to
looking
cash
for,
in
yeah.
at. So good luck to you, buddy.
But this is all another exercise in also that somehow Major League Baseball free agency just sucks. Like, I don't know why it sucks. Like Manny Machado, still a free agent. Bryce Harper, still a free agent. All these guys,
Yeah.
free agency in every other sport is like a frenzy. Like the minute the fucking league year ends, you've got people taking meetings, going on planes, signing. It's like baseball free agency, like most things in baseball, takes forever.
It's too
and
slow.
is shitty.
Do you think they need to tighten up the free agency period?
I don't really know what they
Do
can
it like a
do.
trade deadline?
I don't know what they could do.
You're either
to fix
signed by
that one,
December 1st or you're out
or
of
you're out
the league. Go play for
Yeah.
the Wisconsin Hens.
I don't know.
You're out.
What's the team that's the Mud Rats? There's some it's like Arkansas Mud Rats
That's
or
some
something like that. It's a minor league
Crazy
team.
minor league teams.
It's my favorite minor league team name that there is. All right, well that's been going on. That's what's been going on around town.
Yep.
Let's get into some of this wild card weekend stuff and some divisional round stuff.
Yeah, I'm pumped to talk about it.
So first thing I want to know, just to reset, we took kind of a week off. We took like half a week off.
Well,
we're getting back into this like
Yeah, I mean,
early
it was the
week
new
schedule.
year.
Yeah,
We had things to do.
set our clocks.
Craig's in a band. He's very busy.
We had like a Y2K situation. Our shit got all fucked up. Anyways, so I just want to reset. Going into wildcard weekend,
Yeah.
we had obviously Houston playing Indianapolis, and had Houston won, we would have played them.
Houston,
But
right.
had they lost, which they did, we get the winner of Chargers Ravens. So just for the people and for myself, who are you hoping to see win and come to Foxborough next week?
I was hoping to see the Texans.
Okay.
I think we established that when I made you go through all of the potential options.
I
2
forget what
weeks
we
ago, and
established
you were
there
like,
because my eyes got
can't figure
crossed
that out.
and I had a headache for the next 2 days.
There's a whole flow chart. Yeah, I wanted the Texans just because I think the Patriots have been most recently kind of in Bill O'Brien's
Oh God.
head, and I don't think
Definitely.
Deshaun Watson has enough like miles on him to really be able to take on Tom Brady in Foxborough.
Yeah, you definitely like the historical matchup there between
Yeah,
Texans
yeah.
and Patriots. Like,
You can't. I heard an interview with Brady and he was underselling this a little. But I don't think you can undersell the Southern team having to come up north in the playoffs. Like it's gonna be like fucking 14 degrees or something stupid on Sunday.
might snow too.
Oh, great. Right. And so like the Patriots get to practice in that. What are the Texans gonna do? Drive up to Detroit and like
Just crank the
Run a
AC in their
practice.
practice
Yeah, like, what?
facility. Yeah.
you can't replicate that. And I did hear an interview with Tom Brady and he was talking about like, it's helpful to practice in the cold weather because you know what to wear. Like, you know what the right amount of layers to have
Yeah, I
on
remember
is
that
and
quote.
not
He was
too
like,
much.
I know, like, if it's exactly this degrees, I know exactly how much, like, how to layer up, and, like,
Right.
all that stuff.
and
Like,
as
oh,
I
yeah.
get hotter during the game, like what, and I was like, oh, I hadn't even thought about that from a like advantage perspective is you know how to keep yourself warm and comfortable in the elements too.
Yeah, do
don't
I
know.
do the long sleeve with the cut sleeves 3/4 length? Do I go full long?
Do I need gloves?
Yeah. Oh no,
Should I have
it's a whole
hat on
thing,
the
particularly
sideline?
for quarterbacks.
Yeah, because they're very much creatures of habit. And so,
Yeah.
and if it snows, a running quarterback, woof.
Yeah.
That'd be brutal.
Right. Yeah, I actually had a change of opinion that
Oh.
transpired over last week.
Okay.
Where I, originally in our previous episode,
Yeah.
so like 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago, I was like totally afraid of the Ravens. Just
Yes.
like the historical thing
Yeah.
is not heavily favored in the Patriots' directions.
No.
It's pretty even. I didn't like the idea of like the unknown quantity in the rookie quarterback Lamar Jackson
Mm-hmm.
and like the John Harbaugh head coach just generally not having like an institutional
not
fear
afraid.
of the Patriots was like I was fucking shaking in
Yeah.
my boots. Throughout the week, however, I started to fear the Chargers actually much more. Chris Gasper was on Felger and Maz on like Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
And he like totally fucking fucked me up.
Yeah.
He was like dropping all these things about like the Patriots record against rookie quarterbacks and we basically just destroy them and like yada, yada, yada. And he was basically like, yeah, like I don't expect most Patriots fans to like keep an eye on what's happening in the fucking AFC West, especially as it relates to like a team you're not playing. Like we had the Chiefs on the schedule this year. Like, so that was something,
Right.
that, whatever. So
Well, Patrick Mahomes was such a like national story. You
exactly.
couldn't avoid it.
Good point. Yeah.
Phillip
yeah.
Rivers is a known quantity. No
Yeah.
one's.
Totally good point. Like there's nothing new to see there necessarily,
Yeah.
but like they were fucking really good. The road record, I didn't realize
Yeah.
that they are technically 7-1 on the road, but the one loss was at the other LA team. So it wasn't like,
Yeah.
is it really a road game? Like every time they get on a plane and travel,
They win.
they win. They have won. They're now 8-1.
Yeah.
And the places, so this is the thing that scares me the most about the Chargers. One of the things. The road record is like, can't touch it, right? The places they've won, like just who was on the schedule this year, they won at Seattle. They won at Arrowhead.
Yep.
They won at Mile High in Denver. They fucking went to London and beat, I think it was the Titans who were no great shakes, but like whatever. Won at London, beat the Ravens at home in the playoffs. Like these are like some of the toughest places to play in the league.
Yeah.
Like period.
Yeah.
As is Foxborough in a playoff game in January, by
Right.
the way. But like that's legit.
Yeah.
At Seattle, at Arrowhead, at Mile High, like those are like, that's some ballsy road wins. And they don't really have a home stadium.
Yeah.
Like
so
they play
even when
in
they're
this stupid soccer field. Like there's
I know,
two
it's
new
so
teams in LA,
embarrassing.
right? So like the LA Rams
Yeah.
are playing in the LA Coliseum,
right.
which is kind of a pit, but at least it's a legit,
Right.
football stadium. The Chargers play in this little soccer stadium, holds 23,000 people as they, in like next year, the following year, probably, they're going to build some like bazillion-dollar facility. But like they literally play in a little pitch
Yeah.
And it gets overrun with visiting teams fans every time they play. Like they literally don't have home
Fans.
field. Like they have no home field advantage. They're like vagrants. They got booted out of San Diego and now they play in LA, which is like, we think it's close because we kind of lump them two together in like Southern California wise, but it's like 3-4 hours drive. Like it's not.
Yeah, they're
close.
not neighbors.
Yeah.
We live in a little state. We're used to things being like,
I mean, it's like moving from Boston to New York. Like it's like
Right.
technically close, but
You're
like
like,
it's
fuck
like
that. I'm not
conceptually
going
far
there.
enough
Yeah.
and there's lots of traffic and like, no thanks.
Why couldn't they both share the Coliseum? The Jets and Giants do it.
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know.
Anyway.
I think part of it is because the Coliseum isn't even like an NFL, like modern NFL play. Like they built MetLife Stadium and they built the Meadowlands like to accommodate two
Yeah.
teams. Like I think there's 2 sets of home locker rooms in there.
Oh,
There's like the
that makes
Giants
sense.
locker room,
They each
the
have their
Jets.
own.
Yeah.
Probably
So that
have
was like
practice facilities.
purpose built. Oh, they have separate practice facilities
Yeah.
too. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And they aren't in the stadium,
Sure.
but they built that place to like on purpose, like
Hold
to
two
hold
teams.
2 teams. Yeah.
Yeah, we had that conversation 2 weeks ago, but who would you rather face, the Ravens or the Chargers? And I definitely would have rather seen the Ravens come. I mean, my best case scenario was that Texans won, we get them.
Yeah.
Chargers win, the Chiefs get them, and that could blow the doors off the Chiefs
Yeah,
season.
I was rooting hard for that. Yeah, and so just to wrap up that thought about who we were rooting for,
Yeah.
like I ended up being more afraid of the Chargers, and like
then
I think that proved to be the correct take. You were there already, but
yeah.
like the Texans looked god awful.
Oh.
The Ravens looked totally inept, at least on offense.
so
like,
beatable.
While the games were transpiring, it was like, oh my god, Houston, you're awful. Like,
I know. How
why
did
don't you
that
just figure out a way to
happen?
win this game and then continue to be awful next week for us?
Exactly. Yeah, come back. You can do it. You can do it.
That's what I was rooting for during that. I missed a lot of the Colts Texans games. I forget why, who cares? But I was watching the Ravens game and I was like rooting hard for the Ravens and just hating myself for it. And I was like, I cannot believe I'm like standing up clapping for the fucking Baltimore Ravens right now to like get their head out of their ass and like throw the ball. Ugh. But they were totally inept. I was like, oh my God, we would have annihilated them.
Yeah, I think if the Texans had won or the Ravens had won, great. We would have been sitting pretty this week and like, great. Chargers winning is literally like worst case.
Feels like worst case scenario. That's definitely
They're the best team
certainly out of those 3
that the Patriots could have faced, and they just look solid. And I also heard that stat about the road record and hadn't known that before, and I was like, I was like, oh well, the Patriots are good at home, so at least there's that. And then I heard their road record, and I was like, oh fuck, they're who we should have been.
Because the thing is like, okay, so it's the San Diego Chargers,
Super
LA
Chargers,
and like their reputation is kind of as like a soft, like sort of like finesse type team that the Patriots have historically just like whooped. Like Phillip Rivers was always that like next tier down from like Brady, followed by Manning. Then down here you've got
him, Breeze,
Roethlisberger, Eli, all these other guys. Although those 3 have won Super Bowls and Phillip Rivers hadn't. But anyways, like this whole like San Diego thing of just like, oh, just the fucking powder blue Chargers. Like, don't worry about them. Then like you hear about, I don't know, like they're just like this year, like they literally don't have home field and they've won everywhere they've gone. And it's just like, these guys are like, are they like, did they like leave the San Diego-ness in San Diego? Like, I don't know. Like we'll find out on Sunday, I think. Like, can you take the Chargers out of San Diego, but can you take the San Diego out of the Chargers type thing?
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Because if they get bulldozed on Sunday and it's like cold and rainy and like shitty out and they just get fucking run over, which I'm not predicting that. I'm just saying if that happens, we'll be like, oh yeah.
Okay.
San Diego.
Oh, you're still the Chargers. Got it.
Yeah.
All's right in the world. NFL still is as it stands.
Right.
I don't know how you ended up at 12-4, wherever they ended up, but like
doesn't matter now.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We're back.
What were you gonna say there?
But I think they're gonna play well. Like, I'm concerned that they're a more complete team than the Patriots. And like, let's be honest, the Patriots backed into that 2 seed. They didn't deserve it. The Chargers were a way more consistent and better team than them all year. And now here they come. Like, let's see what they look like.
Yeah, and like just so everybody knows, and we probably touched on this in our last episode, but that was before a lot of the seeding had solidified because it was before Week 17. But yeah, the Chargers were tied with the Chiefs with the best record, but they just happened to be in the same division,
right. Which
means the Chiefs, who like had the tiebreaker or whatever, were division winners, which means that the highest possible seed that the Chargers could be
is 5.
Is 4. 5. Yeah, you're right. So that's exactly what happened. It's not like the NBA where they just seed it like 1 through 8 and do it like a bracket. Like those division winners matter.
Right. They
which is
immediately
why
get 1
the
to 4.
Patriots, although their record was worse than the Chargers, they were the second best of the division winners.
Yeah.
Which means they're the 2 seed.
Everybody in the playoffs except for the Chiefs was worse than the Chargers. It does kind of suck for them. Like,
yeah, tough road for them.
That is a shitty way. So now you get no bye week, you get no home field. Like,
Yeah.
I guess they'd
get home field if the
they
Colts
won and the Colts. Yeah, because the Colts were the 6th.
Oh yeah, and if they won and if the Colts won. Yeah.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
But
That would
you
be
finish
terrible.
12-4, and that's where I'd be like.
But that's the thing is like I'm a
thing.
big believer in like the battle tested like
Yeah, you gotta win.
That's another one of the reasons I was fearing the Ravens because like they basically I think they won like 6 out of the last 7 or something like that. Like they had been rolling
That's like the Colts have won 10 out of the last 11.
just like the Colts and much like the Chargers too. Although they flubbed one that last game on like Christmas or whatever against the Ravens, the Chargers lost.
Yeah, but you could have given them the 1 seed if they'd won it.
Right. Anyways, yeah. So I had been that's legit.
Yeah.
Like in the years when the Patriots have had really good road records, we've praised them for it. In the years where the Patriots have had tough schedules, we've praised them for it. 2014 comes to mind as like that was like a really tough year for the Patriots. They beefed up on defense, Darrelle Revis, Brandon Browner. They played the fucking NFC West. They went to Seattle.
Yeah.
All that stuff. And like, you know, if we're gonna give the Patriots credit for like going on the road and winning, which they didn't do this year,
No, they sure don't.
then like you gotta kind of give it to the other guys too. Like that's legit.
Right. So we'll see what ends up happening.
You know what else is another thing that like bothers me about the Chargers
What?
is that I think, again, historically,
Yeah.
the Patriots have been pretty good about like when they play teams that are like really good offensively.
Yeah.
A lot of times those teams have one weapon that's like super legit, right? Like think about like the Steelers with Antonio Brown or the Chiefs with Travis Kelce or, you know,
Sure.
pick your fucking whatever.
Sure.
And they're usually really good about like saying, okay, what does this team do very well and how do we take it away from them? And how do we make them beat us with their second, third, fourth receivers, right? And you look at the Chargers and like, you know, again, most of our listeners don't watch a ton of San Diego Supercharger football, but like Melvin Gordon's their running back and Keenan Allen's on their team and fucking that other guy, Williams, is a receiver. Like they there's not a singular like offensive weapon on their roster that you're like, okay, yeah, that's the guy, you know?
Right.
And so like, I feel like that's, you know, similar to honestly, like the Eagles last year in the Super Bowl was very similar. Like there wasn't like a clear cut, here's the guy they're going to try to get the ball to. It's not like covering Rob Gronkowski in the red zone or whatever, like where it's like, that's their dude,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, and they just announced today that Hunter Henry, who's like their star tight end, who's been
God.
out all season,
He's
he just got activated.
holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What was even, did he have a knee or something? That was so long ago. Like, I don't even remember what it was.
I don't think he's played all season. And
no, I don't think he has either.
and
I think
so-
it hurt in the preseason.
they activated him today and he
'Cause-
could play.
You know the only reason I even know that or remember that? This was that clip of Stephen A. Smith
Yeah.
a couple weeks
Yeah,
ago
yeah.
being like, you got to watch out for Hunter Henry and Teddy Bruschi and the other guy. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're watching
Yeah.
too much basketball, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I knew that. I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, so
So that concerns me. Is that like, you know,
it's another weapon. And even if it's just gamesmanship and like maybe he's not really gonna play, you
I'm
have
sure
to game
that's
plan
all it
for
is.
it now though.
yeah, you
Like,
got to be ready
have to
for him.
prepare.
And they're
'cause,
going
like,
to probably put him on the field in some like red zone sets and whatever if
Yep.
he's able to dress.
right. Just so that you have to be aware of him.
Yeah, I mean that just makes me nervous. I mean, like I guess Keenan Allen would be their like number one receiver, but like Antonio Gates is on the fucking team, and like Melvin Gordon's a really good running back, and this fucking big white guy Hunter Henry is apparently going to be active, and it's just like there's not a clear cut like here's who they want to get the
Right.
ball to
Take
type
away.
of player. You know, there's no like Jimmy Graham type who's
Mm-hmm.
like that's their guy, and like those are the teams that generally the Patriots have success.
Yeah,
with.
no trouble.
But,
it's
like-
the multi-offensive weapon
Yeah,
teams
yeah.
that they
if they can spread the ball around and
Yeah.
give it to a whole bunch of different Jim Oaks,
Stefan, what the hell just happened to me?
Stefan Gilmore.
Yeah, can only cover one person.
Yeah.
Like he can't be on all of them.
Totally.
And he seems to be the only serviceable.
Oh, in terms
cornerback
of
or
just like
safety
one-on-one
out there.
coverage, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like Stephon Gilmore's the guy, and then it's a pretty steep drop off after that.
Yeah. So it'll be a tough matchup for them for
Yeah.
sure. Worst draw they could have gotten.
Seriously, I'm hoping for some snow,
Yeah, that would be advantageous to the Patriots.
or I mean, it's at least going to be cold, but like a little precipitation wouldn't hurt. Little 40
Yeah.
degrees sideways rain.
Wind chill
Give me
wouldn't be
give me
bad.
something like
Yeah.
that. What are your thoughts on Colts and Chiefs?
Oh, I think the Colts are going to play the Chiefs hard. I also haven't watched a lot of Indianapolis Colts football this season, surprisingly.
Fair.
And I did watch that Texans game, and they looked better than I thought
They whooped
they
the
were.
fucking
And I was
Texans.
like,
Whooped
oh
them.
shit.
Made them look stupid.
Yeah, like they didn't even look like they were in the same league. Never mind, the same division. And I was like, oh shit, they're legit. And so I think they're gonna give the Chiefs their money's worth.
I think they're going to win.
Oh, you do?
I'm picking
I was
the
gonna say
Colts.
I still would put my money on the Chiefs.
I'm picking the Colts. I think they're like, they are, I don't know. Everybody was writing them off in the offseason, and Josh McDaniels like leaves them at the altar and like all this shit. They lose. I think they go 1-5 in the first 6 games, and then they just like blow doors the second half of the season. Like I think they are what I thought the Ravens were last week, like on a roll and just like whooping ass. But Andrew Luck is like,
He's legit.
he's back, man. Like he
Yeah.
took him a couple of years there, and like we weren't really sure what was going to happen with him. But
Yeah, and they kind of mismanaged his like rehab as
God,
he's
did
coming
they
back.
ever.
And so it feels like getting a new coach has really like lit a spark in him.
fuck yeah, Frank Reich, former offensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles last year.
Okay.
That guy fucking
He knows quarterbacks.
yeah, sure does.
And when they finally like put it all together, about 6-7 games in, like it
Watch out.
came together for them.
That's
pretty
why
quickly.
last week when we were talking about, there was that like stat of the Patriots, like, whatever their winning percentage was against other winning teams. It was like, all right, well, they got Houston in week 1, first game back after the ACL injury for Deshaun Watson. They got Indy in week 4, or week 5 or whatever. They hadn't figured it out yet. So like that's part of the reason I was sort of dismissing that last week was like a lot of those winning teams were shit early in the year, but like turned up the heat as it got closer to playoff time.
It'll be an interesting weekend.
I'm terrified. I'm like fully fucking shook.
So you're
I'm rattled.
predicting a Chargers Colts AFC
I don't know if
championship.
I'm predicting it. Well, I am predicting the Colts will win. I'm picking the Colts in the
Throwing
in
down.
the other game.
Gauntlet down.
I don't know if I'm picking the Chargers. I think I'm picking the Pats, but I am fully and completely rattled,
God.
terrified.
Can you imagine if it ends up being the Patriots Colts in the AFC
That
championship
would
game? We're gonna
be-
have to relive every Brady Manning game.
That would be sick.
And if
I
I were
would
Andrew
love
Luck,
that.
I'd be like, that guy's not fucking here anymore. Stop talking about him.
Pats Colts AFC Championship game. First of all, I'd be happy because that means the Patriots will have won on Sunday. And second of all, that would just be dope. I mean, Pats Chiefs would also be sick. Like, there's no, assuming the Patriots win, there's no bad AFC Championship game in terms of like drama.
Yeah, well, in terms of a casual fan,
But also, if it's Colts, then that means
we're
it's
home.
at home, which
Yeah.
is huge.
That's obviously best case scenario for the Patriots is to get the Colts at home.
Yeah.
A nice dome team that they can beat up on.
Seriously.
Because the weather in January is only going to get worse.
For sure. Oh boy, though, I'm rattled. I'm like nervous, like talking about it. No shit.
Okay. All right. Well,
I just don't know if the Patriots are that good. Like
I don't
like.
know. They're not that good.
I mean, okay, so I know that they're not that good.
And so this would have to be like they have to be Patriots of old, playoff Patriots to win.
Here's my other problem is that like the whole Patriots of old thing, like I've heard a lot, again, I'm a chronic talk radio listener, so I
Yeah.
listen to a lot of this bullshit. But like I've heard a lot of like, oh, like they'll turn it on, like Gronk will look like Gronk again, Edelman will stop dropping passes. Like, do you people really think that like Rob Gronkowski, Tom Brady, Julian Edelman, Bill Belichick, some of like their reputation is over like a 20-year sample almost for Brady and Belichick anyways, of like no days off,
Right.
like pardon the cliche now, but like literally like they fucking show up for every single game. Like, do you really think that like, oh, in year 18, they stopped trying during the regular
They're
season?
just phoning it in.
Is that why you think Rob Gronkowski's had the worst year since his rookie season? Because he's been not trying, but
No, it's
now
'cause
he's going
he's
to start
terrible.
trying? Like, I don't buy that at all.
I don't either. And that's why I think it would be like shocking if they ended up being that team. I think if Julian Edelman could have successfully caught passes, he would have done it
Yeah.
all 12 games that he played. If Rob Gronkowski could have been healthy and on the field, he would have done it. He left a lot of money on the table for the fact that he couldn't do it.
For sure. Yeah.
So-
I mean, I think if they win, it's going to be like, I can just sort of envision if they're going to win, it's going to be like a big James White game, almost like Super Bowl 51, like
Yeah.
Falcon style, where it's just like he's dumping it off and he's just like getting a bunch of yards after the catch and like chipping away that way. And like, it's going to be, I bet you, again, like if they win, it'll be someone whose name is not Edelman or Gronkowski. It'll be White and Patterson or Hogan or Dorsett. Like, I honestly think it's going to be one of those guys because I just don't know. I mean, maybe I'm wrong.
That's
but like,
terrifying that like the people that we're relying
know.
on to win a
I
playoff
know.
game are Cordero Patterson and Philip Dorsett. Like,
Yeah. I did. Yeah, I mean, like I haven't seen it from Rob Gronkowski this year. The ability to like beat that double coverage and like be that guy. But if he's going to draw the double coverage, then that means some douchebag is going to be covering Chris Hogan. And like for fuck's sakes, Tom Brady, throw that man a ball.
Do you think that Tom can stop kind of falling in the pocket,
being a puss?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you do?
I actually do have faith that Tom Brady can like hang in there and not do because I think. He, of those people that I just mentioned, like I don't think he wasn't trying in those regular season games. Yeah. But it is clear that he was bailing out of some plays that previously we've seen him like hang in there with pressure around him, people falling at his feet and stuff like that. Hang in there and wait for someone to get open. Like I actually do think that him in particular will
play better.
Just not bail. Like he can hang in there. He has hung in there even this year. But like. Yeah, I think he'll be okay.
All right.
In that regard.
We'll see what, I mean, he played that, obviously they played the Jets in the last game of the season. And that was pretty much a blowout game.
Oh, yeah.
He's had 2 weeks off. So maybe if there was some sort of nagging injury, like maybe it's had a little time to, maybe he got some extra stretching in and it's all better now. Who knows?
I mean, that's what one of the many reasons, water on it. One of the many reasons why the bye week is valuable. I mean, like he clearly had some sort of injury.
Yeah.
He's been denying it all along. So who cares?
Of course.
But like,
just like they all do.
Greg Bedard had a good point at some point last week on the radio where he was like, so it's either he's hurt currently, he was hurt, and now he's just kind of has some of these self-preservation habits left over from when he was hurt, or the worst case scenario is he's actually not hurt. He's not lying about it. And he's just now all of a sudden bailing out of throws.
Oh my God.
Reason.
That would be the worst
case scenario. That's actually
Why
worse
would you
than
ever
being
say
hurt.
That?
So anyways.
I like the idea of the self-preservation. That's good.
Yeah.
Suddenly he's like, well, I don't want it to happen again.
Well, yeah, seriously. I mean if you like banged up your knee or whatever, like in the middle of the season and you just like, you played through it because he's Tom Brady. He's going to play through pretty much anything. And you're just kind of like a little jumpy because you don't want to hurt it again, Anyways, I'm scared. I think I'm still picking the Pats, but boy, am I not happy.
I mean, there's going to be a lot of anxiety and in front of a lot of TVs around Massachusetts.
Yeah, for sure.
This weekend.
Give me a reason to feel good about the Patriots. I feel like we should end on a positive.
Okay. Well, I think a lot of our arguments over the past couple weeks have been about teams' history. Like we were afraid of the Ravens because of their history. We maybe weren't so afraid of the Chargers because of their history.
Or the Texans, yeah.
Yeah, or the Texans. And so I think like, all right, well, if we're going to apply that argument to those teams, we have to apply it to the Patriots too.
Yeah.
Cold weather, home game, 2 weeks to prepare for a team. Like those are all kind of Belichick, Brady, like.
Yeah, those are like stalwart, tangible reasons to like the Pats this week.
So, I mean, that's a positive. I'll go with that.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. I feel like Pats are undefeated at home. Chargers are effectively undefeated on the road. But if I'm going to panic about the one, I should be confident in the other, right?
I feel like there's some people playing for their football lives this week too. Like Gronk. Some of the defensive players, like,
Trey Flowers playing for a big contract.
Yeah, playing for a contract. People like Cordell Patterson, Philip Dorsett that other teams had written off in the past. A resurgence in a playoff game where all eyes are on you could have a big impact. So I think some of the guys out there have something to like play for personally as well as for the team. So,
all right, I feel good about that.
Yeah, great, happy I. Oh, we'll see.
I also don't think Philip Rivers is that good. I mean, he's good. But he's like, he's not Drew Brees. He's not Aaron Rodgers. Like, I don't even think he's Ben Roethlisberger, honestly. Like, he's a good quarterback. He's been around for a long time. He's managed to like stay mostly healthy and stay pretty competitive. And like, he's not gonna panic. Like, that. Like, he's gonna make the throws. He's gonna be almost, I feel like almost like what Peyton Manning was like later in his career, where he didn't quite have the arm strength, but like cerebrally, mentally, like
he's one of the best.
Knows the defenses and knows the offenses and just knows where to put the ball, assuming he can get it there.
Philip Rivers to me is like a very milquetoast quarterback.
Yeah. And honestly, I haven't thought about Philip Rivers in 10
literally
years.
Just about to say, you never think about him. When the conversation comes up of like, oh, who are the quarterbacks that you're most scared of in the league? You're never like, oh man, Philip Rivers. You're like, I don't know, that guy's fine, I guess.
Haven't thought about him since 2007.
Right,
honestly.
since we've seen him. And so to me, it's like, I'm not really afraid of him. He's like a steady Eddie, B+, A- quarterback. But he's not going to make the most exciting play in the world, and he's not going to like blow your doors off when he's here.
But this is like, I feel like it is his like one last kick at the can type of thing. That's what I feel like he's dangerous. Like it's like this feels like one last rodeo for fucking old Power Tuck. Fertile Phil.
Oh my God, he's like Oh, God, that picture that you tweeted of him today with the or Instagram with the power tuck and the big
With
belt,
the belt buckle.
and I was like, God damn it, you were so white. And like, I keep seeing on Twitter the like, ooh, so Philip Rivers spells his name with one L. If you don't know, and so everyone's like, well, I guess we'll give Philip a second L this week, and I'm like,
very nice, very nice.
so lame. He's also got 9 fucking kids. Did you know that?
He also does not live in Los Angeles proper because he said there's too much sin in that city.
He loves Jesus.
He loves Jesus.
Can you imagine if it ends up being a Chargers Eagles Super Bowl? The hell's God gonna do then?
Oh wow, yeah.
Philip Rivers or Nick Foles? Just toss up.
His son versus his most devout disciple.
Yeah. Oh man, tough one.
No, Nick Foles made a deal with the goddamn devil. That's where Nick Foles' allegiance lie.
Well, I would cheer for that.
Yikes. All right, you want to go to the lightning round here?
Yes, I do.
This is our all NFL playoffs, all football lightning round edition. Get psyched, people.
Okay.
All right, where would you like to begin? You started
With
the
question one.
other thing, so I'll do this one if you want.
No, go for it. Yeah, I like this question.
All right. So here's a nice, happy, Patriots-friendly stat for you, Melissa.
Yeah.
None of the remaining quarterbacks in the AFC have ever defeated a Tom Brady Patriots team in either the regular season or the playoffs ever. Philip Rivers of the Chargers, 0-7. Andrew Luck of the Colts, 0-6. And Patrick Mahomes of the Chiefs, although obviously he's a newcomer to this list, is 0-1.
Well, shit. Why didn't you end the last segment with that? Now that's a positive note.
Correct. However,
Yeah.
given how these quarterbacks have played over
Yeah.
the last season
Sure.
and over the last couple of weeks, how would you rank these 4 quarterbacks right now?
Oh. Do I have to include Tom Brady too?
Yeah, all 4 of them.
Oh, fuck. I think I would give it to Philip Rivers first.
First!
Yeah.
Wow.
His team's played the best. His team played the best and the most consistent. Patrick Mahomes has had some bad losses and like has sometimes looked like a rookie quarterback out on the field. Like he's had some gem
A little
plays.
loose with the ball.
Yeah, exactly. And I think like Luck has broken his way a couple times, like plays that you're like, dude, that should have been intercepted or incomplete or out of
For sure.
bounds. And it just worked out for him. And so I can't give him credit for being great because of like
Lucky
just
plays that he
shit
pulls
luck.
out of his ass.
Yeah, exactly. Slinging from the side, whatever.
This
He's
is
like,
confusing because Andrew
I know,
Luck is
it-
one of the quarterbacks in question. Okay, so Philip Rivers number 1. Who's number 2?
Tom Brady.
Brady number 2. All right.
Yeah, he's got the consistency on his side. If he could stop bailing out, I think he could have a better season. If fucking Julian Edelman could keep a ball in his goddamn mitts, like he would have had a way better season.
Yeah. Luck Mahomes?
I'm kind of going that way, but that makes me feel like scratch holes.
Oh, I wasn't giving you an order. I was
Oh.
just saying the last 2.
I might give Mahomes third.
Can't put him last, right?
Yeah, that's
He's gonna
how
be
I
the
feel. I
fucking
can't
MVP
put
in
him
the league.
last. I can't put him last. But I also am glad to see the way like Andrew Luck's season has kind of turned around, that he's like found his groove again.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't watched enough Colts football to know how their running game has played a part in it, because like they do have a pretty strong run game on that
Defense, too.
team. Yeah, and their defense is pretty sick. So, you know, how much, if I'm looking at like who's winning games for them, like is Luck really the number 1?
Yeah. Nice. Controversial.
Oh my God, that was hard. I can't believe none of them have ever won against Brady.
Yeah.
Someone's bound to get lucky.
Seriously.
That sucks.
Hopefully not.
Sometimes I hate when streaks are like that.
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause it's
that one's pretty fucking drastic.
Yeah, because if you were straight out of this and just looking at it from a gambler's perspective, and you were taking like Brady or the field, knowing all that, I would take the field every time. But
Yeah.
I'm a Tom Brady fan, so I can't.
Right.
I feel obligated to pick him, but I'm like,
it's a tough spot.
I don't know, man. They're 0 and what is that? 14. Oh, that's tough.
That's brutal.
Anyway, last week in the NFC wildcard playoff game between the Eagles and the Bears kicker Cody Parkey
Parkey.
had the chance to kick the game-winning field goal from 43 yards.
Yeah, you might have seen this clip floating around the internet.
Yeah,
folks.
people have been talking about it, I think. The ball hit the left upright and bounced off the crossbar before falling to the ground, stealing the win for Philadelphia. It was the old double doink.
The old double doink.
Not great.
Instant classic.
Yeah. It's worth noting that Parkey was tied for second in the NFL for missed kicks with 11, and it hit the upright 6 times this year heading into that kick.
Number 7 and 8 both happened on the double doink.
Craig, could you ever forgive a kicker for this? Would you cut immediately? And how confident would you be in our boy, Steven Gostkowski, if he was in the same spot on Sunday.
Okay.
Three-parter for you.
So in order, I could never forgive a kicker for something like that.
Agreed.
I would absolutely cut that person immediately.
Also agreed.
For their own sake and mine.
Yeah, like
if I were the GM of the team.
Stay in
Because
Chicago.
also, first of all, this is not a one-off for Cody Parkey. Like, the guy sucks. Get rid of him.
Right.
There's no
if this
reason.
was the only kick he missed all year,
If that was Vinatieri,
bad
you
luck.
know, like,
yeah, bad timing.
guy's nails, like, whatever, like weird miss, but no one's gonna like boo him like next time out because like you'll take your chances.
Right.
Speaking of taking your chances, would I feel confident in Steven Gostkowski in the same spot next week? Hell fucking no. You can. So here's one thing, just quick peek behind the curtain for our listeners. In the episode 3 weeks ago or whatever it was that we lost. due to a technical flub.
Technically, we had all of your part of the episode. We
Sure. Well, so I guess I
played
could
you just
repost
talking to
this.
yourself.
Because Gostkowski missed a kick in that Miami game, right? Because
Yeah.
the episode that we lost was after the Miami
lost.
last minute loss.
Yeah. The Miami Miracle.
Gostkowski missed a kick in that game, and I went on this whole big fucking rant about Gostkowski. Here's the point. I'll save you the rant, and I'll just give you the point. Point is, in the last 3 seasons, in all of the biggest games, save for one, Steven Gostkowski has missed a kick. Now, usually it's extra points, but I would bet my house that I don't own that Steven Gostkowski will miss a kick on Sunday. He's just going to. 2015 AFC Championship game at Denver, missed an extra point. 2016 AFC Championship game at home against the Steelers, missed an extra point. In the Super Bowl against the Falcons, missed an extra point. In the AFC Championship game last year against the Jaguars, he was clean. And in the Super Bowl, he missed an extra point.
Oh, you really thought about this?
4 out of the last 5, biggest games of their respective seasons.
Yeah.
3 AFC Championship games, 2 Super Bowls. He's missed a fucking kick. Fuck this guy. Nobody ever talks about this. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Well, who do you want? You want Cody Parkey
I don't know.
instead?
So that's the only rational explanation that there is who's your alternative? I don't know. It's not my responsibility. It's not my job. I'm not the GM. My
I
job
just
is
don't
not
want that guy.
to fucking find the replacement and present them to the Patriots. My job, air quotes, is to look at the fucking guy and be like, dude.
No.
So if Steven Gostkowski is lining up to kick a game-winning field goal next week, I am shitting bricks.
I think one thing.
Zero confidence whatsoever.
I think one thing Bears fans need to gain a little perspective on is like, why did you let the game come down to a game-winning kick? Like,
good point.
And he had made 3 earlier in the game.
Yeah,
like,
he was like the
he was their offense.
He was their offense the whole time.
So like,
they got
get your
in the
head
end
out of
zone
your
once,
ass.
I think.
Stupid Bears. I was just cheering again. Dumb Nick Foles.
Yeah.
The only stupid one.
All right,
Anyway,
here's a good
sorry,
one.
Christy, but I had to cheer against
That's why I felt extra gross on Sunday, because I was rooting for the Ravens and then rooting for the Eagles. I was like, what have I become?
all bird
What
day for
is
you.
this? These are like 2 of my least favorite teams ever.
Yeah, I can't.
Anyhow, so next question for you, Melissa.
Yeah.
After over a decade of year-over-year ratings increases, the NFL reported ratings declines in 2016 and 2017, both years in which Steven Gostkowski missed postseason extra points. Much was made about these declines, and it was difficult to pinpoint any one thing that may have caused a slight drop. Things like, well, I guess we'll just keep going. In 2018, this past season, however, ratings were back up above 2017. And it's also worth noting that some of the things that people were theorizing that may have caused the drop were still mostly continuing. You still had a debate about NFL player protest during the national anthem, although obviously a little less fiery as it was when it first came up. You still have domestic violence issues. You still have controversial rule changes. You still have concerns about player safety and concussions and things like that. A lot of people also attested the 2016 drop to like the presidential election that was obviously like drawing lots of people's attention.
Yeah.
I would say that like political news still dominates every news cycle in 2018 as much, if not more, than it did in 2016. Anyways, so they're back up now. Melissa, what's your theory on NFL ratings bouncing back?
I think there's 2 things that are contributing to it. One, I think you had less big name players that got hurt. Like way less starting quarterbacks went out this season. And the teams that had rookie quarterbacks ended up being good. Like Patrick Mahomes was, obviously we were just
Fucking
talking
great,
about him.
yeah.
Like he was great. All of a sudden I can't think of anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, you got Mahomes, you've got Goff, you've got Dak Prescott staying healthy and looking good,
Yeah.
Carson Wentz staying healthy, fucking
Most of the year. And like even some of, they weren't all rookie quarterbacks, but there were people that they've expected big things out of that I think it finally came to fruition a little bit this year.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, like they
Lamar
finally
Jackson.
were like where they should be and playing an expectation. I think the second thing, and that leads right into it, is that there was way more parity in the league this year. Like we talked 2 weeks ago about how week 17 mattered for almost every team, except for like, the shitty like Jets, but they could have been a disruptor.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
like,
totally.
so the game still had value and interest. Like you didn't end up with a Jets Bills week 17 that like nobody fucking is looking at. So I think they did a good job with the schedule. And I think they did team stayed competitive late enough into the season. Like that last week 17 Ravens Steelers game.
Oh, it was so awesome.
Oh my God.
And the Browns playing the fucking whoever it was.
Yeah, well, it was
Browns,
Ravens, and Cincinnati
Steelers.
And then
The Steelers players staying on the
On the
field,
field.
watching on the Jumbotron
Right.
to see if Baker Mayfield could beat the Ravens. Yeah, totally.
and it was just that like,
Not to, oh God, with the biggest one of them all is Baker Mayfield.
oh
Fuck's
yeah,
sakes.
thank you. So I think it was more exciting. You got to see star players stay on the field, be on the field. Even Josh Gordon came back this year. Like that was exciting to see while he was here. And more teams were in it way later or had a chance to disrupt someone else this season completely.
Yeah.
So I just think they made it more interesting towards the later half of the season.
1,000% agree with your first point there of healthy young quarterbacks who can play.
Yeah.
Like this was a year where you really feel like the future of the league is sort of set.
Yeah.
With Jared Goff in LA, Pat Mahomes in Kansas City, Baker Mayfield in Cleveland. Like we've just got a whole crop. Even though Lamar Jackson looks like shit on Sunday, like the last couple of games for the Ravens, he was promising,
Right.
and they were healthy and they're young and they're, it means optimism for fan bases and looking forward to the future.
Right.
And even if your team isn't necessarily relevant this year, like Jets fans watching Sam Darnold, like you're watching
Yeah.
to
There's
see
another great one.
the
You're
future
watching
QB.
to see
the only
Yeah.
quarterback that got hurt, who's like a young prospect, not prospect, but like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
younger, like future of the franchise quarterback is fucking Garoppolo.
I know. I was
He's the
thinking
only
that
guy.
too.
He's
And-
really the only guy.
Well, and the other thing it makes me think about is like, let's fast forward to 2 years as like the careers of people like Tom Brady and Ben Roethlisberger are
And Phillip Rivers
sunsetting.
and Drew Brees, yeah.
And now like there is this new crop and they don't play on any of those teams. So you could see a very different looking NFL picture and like
Totally.
who your dominant teams are
Yeah, the league
in
could
a
totally
couple
flip.
years.
And we thought, I think there's been some years where we've thought we would get this. Like I remember the year that Robert Griffin III and Andrew Luck
Yeah.
were drafted. I think that was the year after Cam Newton was drafted. So like we've thought we've had this before, but definitely this year feels like, okay, like now we've got a whole bunch of guys who can really play. Deshaun
Yeah.
Watson and even guys who were like in that next category down, like Blake Bortles and Dak Prescott and like,
Well, Bortles got benched in the second half of the year.
yeah, but I mean, he can, I don't know, like can he play or can he not play? Like, I think he can play. Like, he
I know.
deserves to be in the league. Like, he's not, like,
Sure.
you
As like a coaching assistant.
Anyways, yeah,
Yeah.
hard agree.
So
Good for the NFL. What a bunch of good guys. They really deserve it, you know?
They really
Just
got it
good,
together.
hard-working, honest
so proud of them.
people with their priorities in the right place.
No issues.
Good for them.
Yeah. I got some breaking news for you, Craig.
Break it.
At 11:36 this morning, Nora Princiotti.
Princicati, I was going to say. I don't know how to,
Princicati?
I've never heard her
I
say it.
don't know.
I just read it. Princicati.
Yeah, she's print media, so there's no way to know.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's
Nice Irish name.
what?
Joke. Keep going.
She's of the Boston Globe. She wrote the following, and I quote, ending speculation about a potential departure, Patriots offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels said Tuesday that he's staying with the Patriots. He said, the book is closed on head coaching interviews this cycle. He said that on his conference call on Tuesday. He had his lone interview with the Packers, who ended up hiring former Titans offensive coordinator Matt LaFleur. I'm completely focused on the Chargers in our season, finishing strong, and I'll be here moving forward, McDaniel said. McDaniel said he had no contact with the Browns, whose head coaching job he had been linked with at times. He said he had no idea if what happened with the Colts last year impacted his interview cycle this year. McDaniels had verbally accepted the Colts' offer to become their head coach last year, went so far as to arrange a coaching staff, and then pulled out to stay in New England after Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft appealed to him right after the Super Bowl loss.
Did he ever?
Let me ask you these two questions. Are you sick of the Josh McDaniels head coaching rumors? And are you happy to see him back as OC and possibly head coach for 2019 and beyond?
I am incredibly sick of Josh McDaniels interviewing for, saying yes to, being rumored to be interested in all of the above head coaching positions.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking cut the shit. Like, the guy just clearly loves being a sought after coordinator.
Yeah.
Like,
You took one interview in a year where 8 coaches were fired? Really?
Why? After the debacle last year of like verbally agreeing to be the next head coach of the Indianapolis Colts and then leaving them at the altar and coming back to New England. And then in the next offseason, you're interviewing again for head coaching jobs. Like, so I don't know. He pisses me off. And sure, I guess I'm happy that he's going to be the OC of the Pats. Like, I can't think of anybody else I'd want to be the offensive coordinator. I'm not out there scouting necessarily.
Sure.
But like, sure, he's a great offensive coordinator. We know that. That's fine. But like, oh God, am I sick of the head coaching BS with him?
I mean, they had gone so far in the process that the Patriots there were rumors about who were going to be the Patriots' replacement offensive coordinator. Like, everyone was so sure that McDaniels was gone this season.
Oh yeah. I mean, he said as much. But yeah, I mean, I guess just quickly, like on who's going to be the next head coach. Like, I think Josh McDaniels should and could be the next head coach of the Pats. It feels reasonable to me that there was like a wink nod agreement to get him to come back to New England as the OC. But like,
then stop taking interviews.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God.
Just say no.
Clearly just likes to have the interest, you know?
Do you think Brian Flores leaves this year? You think he gets one of those open spots?
I really hope not. He's the not even by name defensive coordinator. He's the de facto defensive coordinator of the Pats right now.
Yeah, they didn't name a defensive coordinator.
He doesn't even have the job title.
Right.
I think the Patriots defense has actually been a lot better this year, and I hope he stays for just strictly for the Patriots' sake.
Yeah, from a consistency perspective, it would be helpful if he stayed.
Yeah, and I think he's a good DC. I mean, like, sure, he could get a head coaching job maybe, but like, I don't know if he necessarily has the experience yet to actually do well. Like, if I was a Patriots coordinator, I would look at all the other Patriots coordinators who have gotten head coaching jobs and being like, why is it that all these guys fail miserably? Matt Patricia, Bill O'Brien, like
Charlie Weiss.
Yeah.
Eric Mangini.
Romeo Cornell.
Yeah. We can go
like,
way back.
Why is it that these guys all, if not fail miserably, at least just are average or below average, and we don't maintain those jobs very long.
Right. They're certainly not the next coming of Bill Belichick.
Hell no. Like, Andy Reid's coaching tree is looking a lot better than Bill Belichick's coaching tree right now. Yeah. So anyways, I would be looking at that and being like, what about them causes them to fail? And what makes me think that I'm so good and so different that I could do it?
Maybe because he has
even talked about Josh McDaniels. We forgot about the biggest one. Josh McDaniels,
right,
head coach of the Tebow Broncos.
Yeah. He drafted Tebow, in fact. Yeah. Great call. Quarterback whisperer.
Oh, yeah. Is he ever? Okay. Last question of the week.
Yeah.
And it's for you.
Okay.
But I'm going to answer it also.
Perfect. I've answered every question.
As you may or may not have known, Melissa, the outcome of this week's NFL playoff game will determine the participants in both the NFC and AFC championship games.
Yeah.
The matchups are as follows. Cowboys at Rams, Eagles at Saints, Colts at Chiefs, Chargers at Patriots. Give me your final four for the AFC championship game in the NFC.
All right. NFC, I'm going Rams, Eagles.
Wow. Picking the birds in the Superdome.
Can't.
Bold.
I know, but like, Drew Brees' playoff record, not that great.
All right. I know there's at least one listener to this podcast who's going to be happy with that.
I had to make it up to him. I already said I was cheering against. I'm not saying I'll be cheering for him. I'm just saying I think
just picking it. Cold-blooded. Picking with the head, not with the heart.
Exactly. And then I think the AFC holds and we get a Chiefs-Patriots in Arrowhead.
Interesting.
You?
I'm a little flipped. I'm like basically the same, but the opposite. I think Scratch is going to hold in the NFC. I think Rams, Saints. So Rams, Saints, Scratch holds in the NFC.
Okay.
And I think the Colts are going to beat the Chiefs, like I said. So I think it's going to be Colts Pats in Foxborough. That's a pretty homerific take because that's basically best case scenario for the Pats. Yeah. Obviously, that means they win on Sunday and get a home game in the championship
I'm
game.
going to cheer for your take.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's what's going to happen. I'm definitely going to be cheering on the horseshoes out there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, should be a fun week. These are some of them I love divisional round weekend. I love wild card weekend. Divisional round to me is more fun because typically it means the Patriots are playing and like some of the best teams in the NFL are really going for it for the first time.
This year was particularly interesting because typically you see wild card weekend, like the home teams just clean up on the crap in the division. But the way things worked out this year, 3 out of 4 road teams. Yeah, the Cowboys were the only home team that won. Weird. Bizarre. Not what you normally see. Because I mean, wild card teams won 3 out of the 4 games. Insane.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we look forward to talking to you all again next week.
Yeah.
Go Pats. If you feel like you want to tweet at us and make me feel maybe a little bit less nervous about this game, you can do so at Titletown Pod.
Yeah.
You can also Twitter, Instagram, whatever you got.
You can also leave us a voicemail Get your thoughts out there, maybe before or after the game.
Yeah, if you're getting lubed up for the 1 p.m. kick, give us a call.
You having mimosas and pancakes? Let us know. You can call us at 904-87-TT-POD.
Yeah, nailed it.
Not great with phone
There's
numbers.
no question mark at the end of the phone number, like Melissa just sort of made it sound like there might have been. But
I just like stare Craig dead in the eyes like, oh, do I have this right? Am I close?
904-87-TT-POD if you've got a take.
Perfect. We promise not to answer.
All right. Talk to you next week.
Bye.
Later.